Welcome to Cologne. Turns out this is the nearest airport for us for flying from the UK to somewhere remotely near to the ring, but it always involves us getting particularly rapid hire car. Yorkie, I wonder what we'll get this time. It was an Opel Corsa last time. That was something, wasn't it? It's quite an experience. I couldn't flog the unbelievably frustrating scenario that is trying to collect a rental car at any airport. But we finally got our keys. So, calm. What are we in? Some sort of... I think we're in this, dude. I think it's this one. Oh, Cupra! You know, the benefit of vlogging is that you can film the whole car to make sure it's not been absolutely destroyed and they charge it back to you. Right, what degree of adaptability is it? Oh, USB-C! In the game! Just the other side of these trees is a Haribo factory. Look! Haribo. The house of Haribo.
Got it.
Wow. There it is. I sort of enjoy this place so much though. I feel like I definitely need to keep a car here and maybe get a house here and keep the car in the house. It would be so good. Our flight from Heathrow to Cologne was an hour. Getting the rental car was almost as long as the flight, right? Yeah. So if you sort of had your setup right, it would be fairly efficient actually. The biggest problem right now is the transportation costs of getting the cars out here. I think it's because it's peak time. So the quote that we had, also a big proportion of that quote, to now take a trailer onto the Channel Tunnel, I think is £700 at this time of year at a peak time. So if you did that both ways, you're into 1,400 quid just for the trailer before you've even got your car here. It's nuts. Oh, look at these. Dude, look at this. Wow, I love that. That is so desperate to try a new 3RS on the ring. So good. Right, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a regional thing or a German thing, but the amount of times that I get into a room that it's just two single beds. Why is that? Anyone familiar with the German culture of sleeping arrangements? Even when you do get a double, they're normally two singles pushed together, and then there's still two separate duvets. What's that all about? It's weird. So it's a really weird one. Anyway, specifically asked for the car park view, not something you'd normally do at any other hotel, but this way we can look out and see the car. Just made it to Manthei. So we had some tyres sent over here in advance of the track day, which hasn't actually made it yet. Luckily, Tom on our team has thought several steps ahead, and we filled the Yaris full of Cup 2R. So A, we're at the ring for 2 days and we knew we were going to be getting through an extra set of tyres, but B, Tom's pretty good at backup plans for just in case scenarios, and funnily enough, we're at a just in case scenario. Speaking of scenarios, welcome back to Manthei. The last time we were here was only a couple of weeks ago actually that's a lie, it was probably 6 weeks ago. But it feels a few weeks ago because it's not often that we're here so soon after a session at the ring. These track days for us don't happen that often, mostly due to the logistics. Look at the wing on that 3RS. It's new 992s. They're just different ball game, aren't they? I was saying to Nick earlier, good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Back again.
Hi.
How's things? You good? I was saying to my friend Nick earlier, when you see a new GT3 RS arrive at the paddock, it's like a great white swimming through normal fish. Very cool. So big shout out to Ben at String Theory. He's towed over the Yaris and filled the Yaris full of tyres. Morning, dude. How you doing?
Nice
good to see you.
Yeah.
How's everything?
Yeah, good.
You good?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for your help as always.
Yeah.
How's everything?
It's
Going well?
Weird.
Going
Sorting
well.
out everything. So,
Cool. Yeah. Good stuff. Awesome. Here they are. So Ben's very kindly shipped these over in the back of the Yaris. So thankfully we've got a fresh set of Cup 2Rs, which is great news. Finding Cup 2s is still quite hard, isn't it?
We can't get them at the moment.
Really?
Next is probably in like 3 or 4 weeks. We're getting
Seriously?
a new. Yeah. We're
Wow.
always getting like 50, 60 tires,
Right, but they're just going through them that fast.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're actually quite fortunate to actually have these, which is great news. And we're here for 2 days this time, which is good. It's really, really helpful. PS4s.
These are so popular at the moment.
Can't get them.
You can't get them.
Michelin generally seem to have this problem of being too good. Everyone buys them and you can't get them. But not that we'd ever wish for a wet day at the ring, but there's something about the Yaris in the wet which I'd sooner drive than a GT3 in the wet. So we're here for that, aren't we?
You'll win the race if it rains and the Yaris comes out.
You will. It'd be brilliant. So yeah, Ben has very kindly come down to support this, and it's worked out well, because we were just saying the tyres that we had planned for this currently aren't here. So
Perfect.
Perfect.
Do you know where they are?
I don't know. I think they're in French limbo logistics land.
Yes.
You know, so
Brexit.
Yeah,
Somehow
exactly.
that'll be the-
Blame it on that. Trusty Range Rover down here. We've got the magnesium IPEs on a set of fresh Cup 2Rs there. They're going on shortly. I'm not sure at what point you're seeing this video, but if I have filmed the comparison of the OEMs with the magnesiums, then there's a link below to that.
For the transformational lightweight wheels.
Exactly. That's right.
I
Yeah.
think you'll feel it. I really do think you'll feel it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because if you feel it on a small car with a small diameter wheel with everything
Yeah,
small.
that's true.
And a GT3, the wheels are huge now. So all that rotating mass is
Yeah, really
big
interesting.
change.
26% lighter apparently.
It's
than
one of the
the
things you
OEM
actually-
wheel.
I know you've got some McLaren products as well, right?
Yeah.
One of the things you notice on the cheaper to more expensive McLaren products is you take a wheel off 570S.
Yes.
And you're
It's like a chunk of metal.
Yeah. and then you do like a 720S or a Senna or something. and-
Super lightweight stuff.
Yeah, it's completely different. So these things are the
The nuanced
they are the
details.
nuances.
Yeah,
They're
very
the things
cool.
that make the difference.
Yeah, that's one thing that even we didn't appreciate. Just the size of the wheels and tires. They're
Yeah,
massive.
They're huge.
Absolutely
They're
huge.
ridiculous. When you compare them to a Yaris wheel, the other thing that's
Diddy little
interesting
wheel
is a Yaris wheel and tyre is a light wheel and tyre, forged PBS.
Yeah.
And that's honestly like lifting a ton of bricks. Well, here we go. You
There
can
you go.
you can do your scientific comparison. Oh, that's light. Oh, that's heavy.
Right, so we've just very kindly asked Manthey if they could recommend some upgrades. We've just had their Manthey specific pads installed. The fronts were starting to get a little bit low, and we're going to have these on fresh for this track session while they're putting on the new tyres. So thanks to the guys for that. I always love looking at the aero components. Look at these cooling channels, these cooling ducts. This basically scoops air and blows them directly on the back of the disc. Awesome place. I just love it here. There's always so much cool stuff taking place. There you go. That's the old one. The old one has some thermal incidents there. Look at that. So they're amazing how heavy componentry is. Yeah, so anyway, they're done, and they're giving us some brand new ones here, which is great news. Something psychologically appealing when you're getting on track with a fresh set of new pads. So here's the OEM wheels. I'm saying OEMs because we are later today going to swap onto some IP magnesiums, which will be a really interesting comparison. But we've got these Cup 2Rs that we use to drive the car down on. These guys are about to fit a fresh set of Cup 2s. No, hold on a minute, that's the wrong way around. We've got Cup 2s on here, and they're about to fit a fresh set of Cup 2Rs. Blame it on the jet lag. So we're reserving these for the drive home. And Manthey are fitting a fresh set of Cup 2Rs for us, and both the IP magnesiums and the OEMs will be on fresh sets of Michelin Cup 2Rs as the most accurate back-to-back comparison we can do. But the service here, as always, just Manthey generally, ultra friendly, ultra cool company, always here helpful for us. They'll store these while we're on the ring for the next 2 days, and then they'll put them back on for the drive home. So little logistics things that we don't often share, but super helpful to have the Manthey team here helping us out with it. So thanks Leon and team. This is an interesting device here.
It's just a brake reset, so you can push all the pistons back in,
I
so
see,
you don't
very
have the
cool.
issue on putting the new ones in and on the disc.
Nice. Small detail, very cool.
What's it doing?
It pushes the pistons back in so that they're all even.
Because the new ones are bigger. That's the new,
Okay.
and the carbon disc won't give space.
Right,
It
okay.
doesn't wear off, so when you don't push them back, you can't get it on. So you
see.
always hit it.
Right. Brilliant.
Oh, they're Manthey-branded.
They're so nice.
Oh, no.
How cool are they?
Very cool.
We are such nerds. Interesting. Look at the difference in pad thickness now. Look at these two. There's plenty in reserve there. That one's been well used. It's good. That's the sign of a good time right there. So while we're here for Porsche, Yorkie's just told me to come and check out this RS6. It's a full fat, abbed RS6. Even got the aero disc wheels on it. Carbon ceramics. I think this is a limited edition car. They only made, I think it was just over 100 examples of it. Cool to see it. What a machine. The only thing it's missing is a roof box. I'm thinking that it might be perfect. Look at that. Got the abbed carbon tips, carbon diffuser. Just looks awesome. What a piece of kit. How's this for a team? This RS6 and this full-on black pack on the both of them. What a squad. Yeah, that'll do.
Tell you what, that's a pretty good.
I was just saying that as far as yeah, comment on a better two-car garage. All right, it's back from the test drive. This is kind of part of the service is once any work's been done, someone from the team takes it out, shakes it down, make sure it's all good. So that's a shakedown service. Could you imagine in any other place in the world if someone brought your car back with the discs smoking? It's part of the plan. It's part of the plan. So I still think we should get some air flowing through this now. I should have gone with him. That was brilliant. Yeah, he's just gone up the road. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to bed in the brakes for you. Solid. Just the ultimate, this place, isn't it?
Don't mess about. Yeah.
Red flag? No, it's green. It's alright.
Enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Just the event's really well run.
It's not been bad actually. I think we got away with it yesterday. We had a brilliant day.
Yeah.
No problems. Zero trouble. One tiny barrier touch.
Okay.
I measure the events in barrier
In barriers.
damage. So we had one
Meter
guy in
the barrier.
a KTM that unfortunately just touched the barrier and did one plank.
Okay.
So the smallest amount of damage you can do,
Yeah.
he's done. But the KTM, of
Other
course,
than that.
carbon tub,
Oh, had an incident.
cracked. That's going to be the most
that's a-
expensive part of his
That's
day.
a bad day out.
But yeah,
of the
great
office.
customers.
Yeah.
Good to
Fabulous.
see you.
I think the number of cars is just right. It's perfect. It's like not overcrowded. There's enough action on track for it to be engaging. But you've got, I mean, there was times yesterday I felt like I'd had the ring on my own.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I've been doing this for
Well done.
13 years now, so I've got a good sense
Brilliant.
of what works well,
Yeah.
a good sense of what commercially works well, and
Yeah.
a good sense of what absolutely doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I've been there. But yeah,
Congrats,
fantastic.
mate.
Thank
Well
you
done.
very much.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Brilliant. So yesterday we had some phenomenal laps in the 992 GT3, and that's had Manthey Geo. We've uprated the pads. The the extra friction of the Manthey pads is fantastic. We've got sticky Cup 2Rs on it. We've got lightweight magnesium IPEs on it. We've put a new titanium exhaust to shed some extra weight. And yet, the half a day that I spent around Spa in one of these reconfigured my mind as to what is possible with something with number plates. If it wasn't for the fact that it didn't wear a set of slicks, this thing would be right up there with the pace of a Cup car. In fact, I reckon if it had slicks on it, it would be faster than a 992 GT3 Cup car because it has more downforce, which is ridiculous to even think about. So there's this stat out there that this has the same downforce figures available as a RSR Le Mans car in Le Mans spec aero trim. I mean, I never even thought we'd see that day come with something that was wearing, let's face it, Michelin Cup 2Rs, which is a street legal tyre. I mean, one of the reasons that a race car wears slicks is because the sidewalls are capable of dealing with the amount of load and downforce on it. It's not just because they're sticky. The literal construction of it is capable of dealing with a massive amount of aero. And this runs the same amount of aero as a Le Mans car developed on slicks. It's just ludicrousness. All right, check this out. This is absolutely crazy. So this is what the queue to the Nurburgring looks like during a summer tourist party. It's just, look all the way up the bank. Look at that. See it? It goes for miles. So every single one of these is going on the ring because unlike a track day where you can keep going round, you have to rejoin here, and oftentimes there will be that queue there down the start-finish straight of the track itself. Properly nuts. So yeah, I mean, it's literally, what, 5:30, clock off, hop in your car, descend on the Nürburgring. I think we ought to walk up.
Yeah, what a mix of cars as well.
Complete mix of cars.
Renting.
Properly committed. Go. Right, we're back now. Flippin' heck. It is a massive mix. One of the things that really sort of freaks me out is that on this session, you could have motorbikes on it as well, or a bus or a people carrier. You could just turn up and do a lap.
Well, we've definitely worked out it's BMWs,
If you want to,
Porsche,
yeah, if you want to bring a car here, it seems to be GT3 or an M3 or an M2 of sorts.
or a hot hatch.
Or a hot hatch. But on track days, you don't see a lot of hot hatches comparatively. All the kit. Look, I've got some full-blown stuff here, look. Hot hatch there. To be fair, everyone's got upgrades. They're not seeing a lot of standard things. What can happen though is they are perfectly within their right to join that track session. So the car here. Police are going to do some laps. Wow, this must be police hotspot right now. Look at it. They are cascading in. Absolutely cascading down here. No, on tourist laps you don't have to wear a helmet. Cars in from the UK. This is proper look. This is a 997 GT2 RS. They only made 500 of these. I'm judging by the wildlife on the front of the car, it gets used properly. Look, he's in the queue on the road with his helmet on. Love that. Look at that thing. That's full fat, isn't it? That spider looks fantastic. That's awesome. Look at that. There's some investment in these cars. There's some full-on commitment. Rental cars, Swifts for the ring. So this is probably the most hot hatches I've ever seen at the ring. Normally when you're on a dedicated track day, you don't see quite as many. Also, it's one lap at a time. You can't stay on.
Oh.
So when you come down the really fast straight here, where on a track day it's open and you can just bomb down at top speed. On tourist laps, they sort of put in this coned chicane section which sort of forces you to rejoin the car park to exit. Then you have to go in and then come back out and rejoin again. But this time of year, down that straight, and we'll see if we can walk in the car park now and see it, but the queue which we have here is also on the track as well, as they are finishing their lap on that straight, rejoining the car park.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's crackers. Gee. It is a bit, yeah.
And you've got motorbikes.
If you want to, you can take a motorbike. If you want, yeah. It is actually the most unique motorsport venue in the world, really. I mean, where else could you just do that?
Take motorhomes on there.
You take whatever you want. If it's a road legal car now, because right now it's technically classed as a D-restricted toll road, so you're allowed to go on it because it's the M25 of Nurburgring. It is the town of Nurburgring's ring road. That's what it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's technically a toll road. So when the track day finishes that we've just had, the rules change too. So when you join it as a track day, you sign the waiver. Motorsport is dangerous. I'm aware of all of the problems. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
On this, if you were to dump fluid, say from our car, and then someone behind you was to crash as a result of your fluid dumping on the circuit, that's a bad problem for you, not the guy that crashed, because you've caused the accident. And then you need to make sure that you're insured for the tourist days.
So if we'd had our 992 on there and it's
Yes.
spilled its guts on
Yes.
the track,
Yes.
and someone has an off,
Yes.
that's a problem.
It's not a good day.
Serious
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. It's not a good day out. It's not a good day out.
Police.
So yeah.
Jail.
Well, police come because it's now a road traffic accident, not a
Right.
not a motorsport accident.
Right.
So the rules are different. So then your insurance is different. Woof. I don't want to get caught up in that. So yeah, it is a roll of the dice, really. Well, I don't know. Lots of people seem to want to roll them. Okay, so everyone's sort of cascading in now. If you're a regular here, you'll have like a season pass and you can just go on and join. If you just say an actual tourist lap, there's a little like sort of porter cabin over there and you go and buy a ticket to go on. This is what I'm talking about. The difference in cars. It's just whatever you want. If it's road legal, on you go. I mean, that's a rental car, isn't it?
I thought it was our rental car for a second.
Look at this white 992. That looks awesome.
Ooh, I like the red.
That looks really, really nice. Motorbike, he's coming off.
He's got a bag strapped to the back of it. Look at this, look at this. He's got his luggage.
Right out. Oh, he's got coolant coming off his bike. Look, see. That's exactly what you don't want.
Oh shit,
I'm not sure he knows.
look at that.
We should probably go and speak to him, actually.